Well, we finally won a game by more than one goal since late October. Can't have a complete night, can we? Of course, Middlesbrough decided not to get anything tonight. And we could have done with Hull turning up as well, but thanks, guys. But hey ho, look, we had to do our bit tonight. We had to make sure we did win the game, and I think there were a couple of times across the game where we did sit back a little too much, but at the same time, Luton, who better turn up at the weekend, by the way, Luton didn't really look like doing all that much. They had a goal disallowed in the first half. I don't know whether that was the correct call. I haven't seen anything, so I need to look at the highlights later on. But yeah, we needed to win that. We absolutely needed to win it. To be honest, we actually started pretty similar to Watford in the first 10 minutes. We actually started pretty well. We managed to try and get some intricate passing going together. And I've said that sometimes I don't like it when we try to be too fancy. But when it works, obviously, it's really, really good to see. I can't remember. I think Luton at one point, I remember, tried to pass out from the back. They tried to pass around the back. They miscontrolled it. Roberts did well to intercept it, and then passed the ball through to Isidor, and his shot went just wide of the right-hand post. But thankfully, it wasn't long after that until Sunderland did end up taking the lead, and we kept the pressure up, we kept pressing, we kept going. And Enzo Le Bris, you've got to say, really, really good finish. And I think Le Bris is starting to show now. I'm really keen to see Le Bris through the middle. Actually, I want to see what he's capable of, particularly when Mundell and Watson get back fit. Because I think although Le Bris did well tonight, and Le Bris in general has done pretty well, I think, on the left-hand side, we're definitely, for me, still missing natural wingers in Mundell and Watson. I think once one of them comes back into the team, I think hopefully anyway, we'll look a different animal, providing we don't get any more key injuries, because we know what Sunderland are like. We always have to have a lot of bad ones in one point. A lot of the first half kind of went by without really as much happening, but Luton at the same time, apart from the disallowed goal, weren't really troubling us as much. Obviously, with a threat from set pieces, I knew Luton were going to have an aerial advantage over us. And Watford, to be fair to them, Watford at the weekend used their physicality, and I was thinking that Luton were probably going to do the same thing tonight. But thankfully, that didn't. Thankfully, Sunderland actually stood up to it. And I'll tell you right now, two players I thought dealt with it really well. I thought Ballard coming in for Metham. I don't know why Metham was put onto the bench, but maybe we're saving him for Monday. Who knows? But to be fair, I thought Ballard was actually good in matching Luton's physicality, and I think that was a really good choice to pop him in there. And I think tonight kind of demonstrated for me how much we missed Joe Bellingham at the weekend, because I think it's his tenacity, his athleticism, his enthusiasm, his energy in midfield, I think was able to just get us up the pitch a bit better. It was able to sort of get a bit more balance back into the midfield, and I think that was really key, because I think when he was in full flow, Luton just couldn't deal with him. Like, there was a couple of occasions where two of their players tried to get onto him, and then they ended up losing the individual battle, and Job was often away. And I must say, for the second goal, I mean, look, don't get us wrong, Luton, I know, are down the bottom and have their struggles, but what on earth they were doing at the back for the second goal is absolutely beyond me. For inside the ground, it looked absolutely like a comical defensive error at the back, and thankfully Isidor's right there. Or was it from the goalkeeper who passed it to Isidor? Whatever it was they attempted, it did not work, and Isidor thankfully managed to keep his cool and slot it in and put us 2-0 up, and that was a big moment, because it kind of kills. You could see from there Luton were kind of really devoid of confidence and really didn't have much else going for them going forward, and Sunderland had the chances even further to make the score even more comprehensive and more comfortable. But there you go. Look, we managed to get the win. It was a much-needed win, especially off the back of the last two home games, where we drew against Plymouth and drew against Watford. And thankfully, there wasn't that element of complacency tonight, which I did feel personally was there in the last two home games. But look, we've got it. We've got the job done. We've got over the 60-point mark. We just need to keep on going. My one slight concern is if we're going to be 8 points behind Sheffield United, and then obviously I think it's like 6 points behind Burnley going into the Leeds game. I'd really rather avoid that, but obviously we can't control what happens over the weekend. And don't get me wrong, Leeds away for me is without a shadow of a doubt our hardest game left this season. Look, Leeds are on a great run of form, and this is why I wanted Leeds to beat Burnley a couple of weeks ago, because I think when it comes to Leeds, they're starting to show their quality. They've scored 13 goals in the last 3 league games, I believe, if my maths is right anyway. That is going to be extremely hard. It's going to be a very, very hard game. We're going to have to be on it, and we're going to have to accept the fact we are going to have a lot of the game without the ball here. So And actually, to be fair, for someone like Samed, who I thought and I thought the subs, by the way, fair play to Le Bris, he managed to get the subs right when they came on. Mayenda gave us a bit more energy, they pushed Luton a bit further backwards, and Samed came on just to completely manage the game and kind of help shut it out. And I think Samed, I'm not going to say start Samed on Monday, but I think Samed will play a bigger role than what a lot of people think on Monday. And games like Monday suit Samed to the ground. So it's one of those games where I'm kind of looking forward to it, but I'm also kind of dreading it at the same time, considering how well Leeds are doing at the minute. But, you know, we'll wait and see with that one. And obviously, with the exception of derby games, it's really probably the biggest game of the season for the Championship, because it's in my opinion, the two biggest clubs in the Championship going head-to-head. So that's going to be very interesting. But look, for now, much-needed win. And yeah, we'll see what happens over the weekend. Hopefully, for once, results go in our favour, but I wouldn't hold anything out. Yeah, I think Burnley go to Preston, and obviously Sheffield United go to Luton. So one of them, at least, you think is going to win, surely, unfortunately. But anyway, let's wait and see what happens. As you guys know, trying to get a 6K, and ever since I started asking for more subs, they've started to come along a bit more. I don't like asking, but here you go. If you're watching the video and you're a regular watcher of mine and you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. If you have an account, it's absolutely free. It doesn't cost a penny, as Sean Middleton says. And there's been a few people quickly asking about Sean. He's all right. He's just not been able to make games through his work schedule. So I just thought I'd put that out there. But hopefully he's back soon enough. Unless he returns and then we don't win, then it's on him. But anyway, we'll wait and see. Take care, you lovely lot. On to Leeds, and how are the lads?